So, you think you know how to use a question mark, but do you? Stay tuned and find out. All right, let's talk about punctuation, the question mark. Let's get started. Punctuation is used in writing to 1. Separate sentences, separate ideas, and 2. To clarify meaning, to make meaning more clear. This means to help your reader understand your ideas better. Using a question mark has 5 do's and 3 basic don'ts. Okay? Number 1, do. Use a question mark at the end of a direct question. What is a direct question? Direct questions end with a question mark, and most direct questions begin with one of these words: who, what, when, where, how, which, whose, or are, is, was, were, or has, have, or did, do, does, can, will, could, would, should, and might. These types of questions are called interrogative sentences. I have a video about interrogative sentences. You can watch that video here. Okay. Do say, what is your name? Easy. Where are you from? Easy. So for direct questions, we use a question mark, right? Or you can have other questions that are also direct questions, like this. Have you ever been to Spain? Why are you wearing those hideous orange shoes to my uncle's funeral? Okay, the next examples, I'm trying to make them funny. So if you laugh or smile, give this video a like. What are some other direct questions? Hi guys, just a short interruption. Please take a second and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Okay, thanks so much. Back to the video. Is that your big ugly dog over there by the tree? Are you the cause of that terrible smell? Where are you going wearing that creepy clown costume? How come you wore an old t-shirt and shorts to my wedding? How is it possible that you lost 4 jobs in 3 days? Who is going to help me tell my parents that their house burned down while they were away? Ooh, not good. Okay, number 2, do. Do use a question mark to express editorial uncertainty. What does editorial uncertainty mean? Well, editorial uncertainty means you have imperfect, so not perfect, or unknown information about something. Do say, John Limeburner was a convict who arrived in Australia on the First Fleet. Notice the question mark after 1743. What do you think this question mark means? Well, it means we don't know for certain when he was born. We think he was born in 1743, but the facts about this are not certain. So, an editor of a magazine or book would put a question mark beside the number because we want to show the reader that this is our best guess, but we're not sure because we don't have the historical record. Okay? The famous philosopher Diogenes, 412 to 323 BC, lived in an old wine barrel. This is true. He lived in an old wine barrel. Yeah. He's my favorite philosopher. So this means 412 is approximately when historians think he was born, but we don't know for sure. My great uncle Samuel went out to get cigarettes one morning and was never seen again. So, what do you think the question mark here means? It means we don't know when he died. He went out for cigarettes one morning and he was never seen again. Maybe he lived 1 year, maybe he died that day, maybe he lived for 50 years after that. We don't know. Okay, do number 3. Use a question mark to change a declarative or imperative sentence into an interrogative one, an interrogative sentence. Remember that interrogative sentences are questions. Declarative or imperative sentences are statements. So, I have a video about declarative and interrogative sentences. You can watch that video here. So this means changing a statement into a question. This is common when people want to speak quickly, or when you're reading a novel, when writers write the speaking, the dialogue. They want to make it more natural. Do say, "You want to sneak into the zoo at night to play with lions? That's your big idea?" Notice when I say the statement as a question, my intonation in my speaking is like a question. That means my intonation goes up. So, if I say a statement, "That's your big idea," it goes down. If I say a question, "That's your big idea," the intonation goes up for a question. "This is your favorite food? You like eating peanut butter and ketchup together? Gross." Wait, you actually enjoy playing volleyball in the snow? And now you're telling me that you're not crazy? See how my intonation goes up when it becomes a question. Number 4, use a question mark outside quotation marks. Do you agree with the statement, "Never go to a doctor whose plants have died"? What do you think? Do you agree with this statement? Never go to a doctor whose plants have died. Yeah, maybe he's not a good doctor. If he can't keep plants alive, maybe he can't keep you alive. So the question mark goes outside the quotation marks. Number 5, Use a question mark at the end of an interrogative sentence that is part of another sentence. So the interrogative sentence is inside a larger sentence. Do say, the eternal question, what is the purpose of life, has always puzzled human beings. Notice the question mark is in the middle of the sentence because the question is in the middle of the larger sentence. The larger sentence is a statement, but inside the statement, there is a question. Another example. How could this have happened was the question I asked myself after stepping in dog poop. How could this have happened? Okay, let's talk about the 3 don'ts. Number 1, don't use a question mark when a request or command is politely phrased as a question. So, can you stop talking now? This has a question mark, but is it a question? Am I asking someone, can you stop talking? Are you able to stop talking? No, I'm being polite in my phrasing of the question, but it's actually a command or a request for this person to stop talking. So, period. Can you stop talking now? Will you just go to bed already? No question mark. How about you stop that? It's annoying. No question mark. Okay, number 2 for don'ts. Don't use a question mark after an indirect question. Indirect questions are questions that are part of a statement. For example, I wonder who will help me wax my back hair. There's a lot of back hair back there. So, you can see the question is underlined. Who will help me wax my back hair? But the whole sentence is a statement, so no question mark. He asked why I had drunk all of his beer. No question mark. Indirect questions often begin with an interrogative word, a question word, where, when, who, but they can also begin with if or whether. The robbers asked if I could make them a sandwich before they left. No question mark. I asked my wife who her attractive friend was. No question mark. She asked me if I wanted to get a divorce. No question mark. Don't number 3. Don't use a question mark inside quotation marks unless it is part of the quoted material. Okay? The actor and comedian Robin Williams said, "Why do they call it rush hour when nothing moves?" Do you get the joke? Rush hour is very slow cars, but it's called rush hour. Doesn't make sense. So the question mark goes inside the quotation marks because it's a question. Okay, guys, let me know your questions about questions down in the comments section below and your ideas for future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you learned something, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. It really helps my small channel grow and reach new English learners all over the world. My name is Liam. This is Grammar Simple, the channel that makes questions simple. I will see you in a future video. Bye for now.